On March 17th, 2021, the Miller family, Mark, 42, Linda, 39, Sophia, 12, and Ethan, 9, were brutally murdered inside their home in Riverton, a quiet suburban neighborhood. The murders, shocking in their brutality, were discovered after a chilling 911 call placed from inside a closet in the family's house. Investigators discovered horrific details about the family's financial struggles, a concealed family secret, and a disturbed father who had orchestrated the massacre. But it wasn't just a family tragedy. It was a chilling, calculated act of violence that left an entire community in disbelief. This is the story of the Miller family massacre, a case that would shock everyone who thought they knew the Millers. The Miller family had lived quietly in their suburban home for years. Mark, a software engineer, and Linda, a nurse at the local hospital, were the epitome of stability. Their children, Sophia and Ethan, were well-liked by their peers, and the family was involved in the community. No one ever expected anything unusual from this picture-perfect family. But that all changed on the night of March 17th, 2021. At 2:30 a.m., a desperate and chilling 911 call was made from a Miller home. The voice on the other end was breathless, panicked, and barely audible. 911 dispatcher. 911, what's your emergency? The voice trembling. There's blood. My family, they're dead. I'm hiding in the closet. Please, they're coming for me. 911 dispatcher. Stay calm. Where are you hiding? Where are they now? The voice. I'm in the closet. Please hurry. They're right outside. Please. The call abruptly ended before any further details could be shared. By the time the authorities arrived, it was too late. The scene inside the house was horrific. Mark and Linda were found in their bedroom, each brutally stabbed multiple times. Sophia and Ethan were found in their own rooms, victims of similar violence. The house showed no signs of forced entry, and nothing appeared to have been stolen. The Riverton Police Department quickly launched an investigation, but with no clear evidence or leads, the case seemed to stall. They began by canvassing the neighborhood, hoping someone had seen or heard something unusual. But no one had. The neighborhood had always been peaceful, and the Millers were well-liked by everyone who knew them. Then, they focused on the 911 call. The voice on the phone had been unmistakably fearful. Who had made the call? The only survivor was the person who had placed the call, but they couldn't identify themselves before the call cut off. Detective on camera. We were all stunned by how brutal the crime was. The lack of a clear motive raised red flags. There was no robbery, no apparent reason for the violence. We were left wondering who could commit such an act. Further examination of the crime scene revealed something that didn't add up. Mark and Linda's valuables, including electronics and cash, were untouched. There were no signs of a break-in. This wasn't a random act of violence. It was something much darker. As the investigation continued, the detectives uncovered a disturbing detail. In the months leading up to the murders, Linda Miller had confided in a close friend about increasing concerns over Mark's behavior. In an email sent just a few days before the murders, Linda wrote, "I'm worried about Mark. He's been distant, secretive, and I'm starting to fear for our family's safety. He's changed, and I don't know what to do." Linda had been afraid of Mark. The discovery of the email led investigators to dig deeper into Mark's past. What they uncovered shocked them. Mark had been hiding serious financial issues. He had lost large sums of money in failed investments, including a significant amount in cryptocurrency. His debts had piled up, and his family was unknowingly living in financial ruin. But it was a psychological toll that seemed to push him over the edge. Mark had been seeing a therapist for months, dealing with anger issues and depression. He had even expressed to his therapist that he felt his family was a hindrance to his escape from his financial troubles. The pieces were starting to fit together, but the investigators had no concrete evidence linking Mark to the crime yet. Then came a chilling breakthrough. A search of Mark's phone records revealed a shocking detail. Mark had been communicating secretly with an unknown person in the days leading up to the massacre. The conversations were cryptic and concerning, and they indicated that Mark had made plans to escape his family before everything went wrong. But there was no clear name, just a phone number. Detective on camera. The phone records were chilling. Mark had been talking to someone someone we hadn't heard of before. And that's when it hit us. Was there someone else involved? Who was this person? The mystery deepened when investigators discovered messages from Mark's phone to a mysterious number the night before the murders. The last message sent read, "It's almost time. Everything will be better after this." Was Mark planning something more than just ending his own life? Was he preparing to do something unspeakable to his family? Mark was arrested on March 22nd, 2021, just 5 days after the murders. The evidence seemed to point toward him, but he denied any involvement. He claimed that he had been asleep the night of the murders and had no idea who could have killed his family. The police pressed him further. It wasn't until the second day of questioning that Mark finally broke down. He confessed. Mark, crying on tape, "I didn't mean to. I thought it would be better for all of us. I couldn't keep running. The money, the debts, they were swallowing me. I just wanted it all to stop." Mark revealed that he had planned the massacre meticulously. On the night of the murders, he had waited until the house was quiet, then systematically attacked his family. He killed Linda first, then went to Sophia and Ethan's rooms. He was about to kill Sophia when she managed to escape and hide in the closet, where she made the 911 call. Mark, voice trembling, "I didn't want to kill her, but I had to. She was the only one who could stop me." The confession sent shockwaves through Riverton. How could a father, a husband, commit such horrific acts against his own family? Mark was charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder. The trial was long and painful, with disturbing testimonies from family members, friends, and even the therapist who had treated him. Sophia, the sole survivor, gave a heart-wrenching testimony. She described hiding in the closet, listening to the screams of her family as her father carried out the massacre. Her bravery in calling 911 was the only reason she survived. The community was devastated. Riverton had been a quiet, peaceful town. The Millers were well-loved, and the idea that Mark could have been capable of such violence left everyone reeling. In the end, Mark was convicted and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. His actions had torn his family apart, and Sophia would carry the scars of that night for the rest of her life. What drove Mark Miller to murder his entire family? Was it the mounting financial pressure, the mental health issues, or was there something darker lurking beneath the surface all along? The Miller family massacre remains one of Riverton's most horrifying and tragic events. Mark Miller's shocking confession was just the beginning of a long journey for Sophia, the only survivor, who now lives with relatives, trying to heal from the unimaginable trauma of that night. But the question remains, what happens when the monster is someone you trust most? This is the Miller family massacre, a tragedy that no one saw coming. Subscribe for more true crime stories.